Listen up. Talk show.
The first look. Hello. My name is Leila. This is the story of my heart, a story I will never forget. It started when I was a teenager, living in a quiet neighborhood with my parents. One sunny morning, I saw a boy I didn't know very well. His name was Amir. He was walking down our street with a small book in his hand. He smiled at me and stopped. He said, "Hi Leila, this book is for you. I thought you might like it." I was surprised. No one had ever given me a book like that before. I took the book and looked at his face. His eyes were kind, and his smile was soft. My heart felt warm. After that day, I saw him many times. Sometimes he was walking near the bakery. Sometimes he was waiting at the bus stop. Sometimes I only saw his shadow pass our window. Every time I saw him, I felt a little nervous, but also happy. I didn't know why, but my heart beat faster when he was near. I started to wait for him without knowing it. When I heard footsteps outside, I hoped it was him. When he didn't come, my day felt empty. Even his silence felt close to me, like we had a secret connection. After a while, Amir and I began to talk more. Not about love or big things, we talked about music, books, and school. He told me, "I want to become an engineer one day." I said, "I like writing stories." He listened carefully and smiled. He always looked into my eyes when I talked. He never laughed at my dreams. His words were simple, but full of meaning. One day he told me, "You are different, Leila. Even when you don't speak, I understand you." I didn't answer, but I felt something big growing in my heart. That night, I couldn't sleep. I just thought about his words again and again. We never said the word love, but I knew. I knew it when I smiled without reason. I knew it when I waited near the window just to see his face. Amir became part of my world. My favorite sound was his voice. My favorite feeling was the moment he looked at me. I was falling in love slowly, not with flowers and music, but with honesty, kindness, and quiet moments. And in those quiet moments, I felt like the happiest girl in the world. But life does not always stay soft and sweet. Soon, things started to change, and not in the way I hoped. He came back, but it was too late. 2 years passed slowly. Every day, I missed Amir. I waited for his letters. He wrote to me from the army. Sometimes the letters were short. Sometimes they were long. But they all had the same message. "Leila, I love you. I will come back. Please wait for me." And I did. Even when people said, "Forget him, he is just a soldier." Even when my parents said, "He has no money, no job, no future." I still waited, with all my heart. One day, I was sitting in the kitchen with my mother. She was cooking. I was quiet. Suddenly, someone knocked on the door. My mother looked at me and said, "Go see who it is." I opened the door, and there he was. Amir was standing there, holding a small bouquet of red roses. His face was more serious now. His eyes were deeper. But his smile was the same. He said, "Leila, I came back. I kept my promise. I'm here to ask for your hand." My heart wanted to scream with joy. But I knew it was not so easy. That evening, Amir came to our house with his uncle. They sat with my parents and talked. Amir said, "I love Leila. I want to marry her. I will work hard. I will build a life for us." But my father said nothing for a long time. Then he stood up and said in a cold voice, "No. You are not good enough for my daughter. You have no job, no house, nothing." I felt the roses in Amir's hands dying, just like the hope in his eyes. He looked at me once, that one look I will never forget. Then he left, quietly, with his uncle behind him. And I stayed behind the closed door, trying not to cry. After that night, something inside me changed. I still loved Amir, but I felt lost. My father didn't care about my heart. He only cared about money, name, and power. My mother said, "You will forget him. It's just young love." But they were wrong. It wasn't small. It was real. And I knew I would never love anyone like I loved Amir. But life was not asking what I wanted. It was pushing me to places I didn't choose. And soon, a new man came to ask for my hand, someone my heart didn't know. The man I didn't love. Some weeks after Amir left, another man came to our house. His name was Mr. Kaveh. He was older than Amir, maybe 10 years older. He wore expensive clothes, had a big car, and spoke with strong words. My father liked him from the first moment. He said, "This man has money. He has a good name. He will take care of you." But I didn't feel happy. Mr. Kaveh didn't even look into my eyes when he talked. He spoke to my father more than me. I sat there, quiet, wishing I could run away. After he left, my parents talked to me. My mother said, "You're not a child anymore. You must think about your future." My father said, "Forget that soldier boy. He has no life. This man is your chance." I said, "But I don't love him." My father laughed and said, "Love comes later. First, you need security." That night, I cried until my pillow was wet. I thought of Amir's eyes, his voice, his broken heart. But I was tired. Tired of fighting alone. I felt small and weak. So I said yes. Not because I wanted to, because I was afraid. Our wedding was big, with flowers and music. People smiled, but I didn't. I wore a beautiful white dress, but inside I felt empty. My hands were cold. My heart was colder. When I looked into Kava's eyes, I saw power, not love. On our first night together, he told me, "Now you are mine. Obey me. Don't speak too much." And I knew. I was not a wife. I was a prisoner in a golden cage. He didn't hit me, but his words were sharp. He controlled everything, what I wore, where I went, who I talked to. And I missed Amir more than ever, because I now knew what real love was, and what it wasn't. My heart stayed with Amir. Every day in my new house felt the same. Big rooms, expensive things, quiet halls, but no joy. Kava went to work early and came back late. He never asked me, "How are you?" or "What do you feel?" He just told me what to do, what to wear, what to cook, when to smile. People said I was lucky, "You have a rich husband and a beautiful home." But they didn't see the truth. I didn't want money. I wanted love. I wanted Amir. My body was here, in this house, but my heart, my real heart, was still with him. I thought about him every morning, and every night before sleep. Sometimes I dreamed of him. In the dream, we were sitting on a bench, holding hands, laughing softly. Then I woke up, and the silence of my room hit me like cold water. I wanted to write to him, to say, "I still love you." But I didn't know where he was. And maybe he didn't want to hear from me anymore. Maybe he thought I chose this life. But the truth is, I didn't choose it. It was chosen for me. I just didn't have the strength to fight back. I was a bird with broken wings, living in a golden cage. Kava never hit me, but his words hurt more than hands. He said things like, "You're lucky I married you," or "Without me, you are nothing." He never smiled at me the way Amir did. He never listened. Never saw me, the real me. One day, I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize my face. I looked older, sadder, quieter. Where was the girl who used to dream, who used to laugh, who waited by the window for a boy with a book? She was still inside me, crying softly, and whispering Amir's name. No matter what anyone said. My heart had only one name inside it. And that name was Amir. Amir's pain. Amir was far away from me, but I felt his pain every day. I knew he loved me deeply, and the distance hurt him too. When he left for the army, his letters were full of hope. But after he came back, things changed. He didn't have a good job. He was tired and sad. He wanted to marry me, but my father said no. That broke Amir's heart. He wanted to fight for me, but he didn't have the power. Sometimes, I imagined him sitting alone at night, thinking about me. I saw his pain in my dreams. Amir was not a rich man. He didn't have a big house or a car. But he had a kind heart and a strong love. He wanted to build a life for us. But life was hard for him too. Every day he worked many hours, hoping for a better future. He sent me messages, but I could not answer. My life was full of silence and fear. I was trapped, and he was broken. Still, he never forgot me. Sometimes, I thought he wanted to run away with me. Escape from everything. But I knew it was not easy. He was afraid, and so was I. The world was bigger than our love. But my heart kept hoping for a miracle. For a day when we could be together again. I whispered his name every night. And he whispered mine in his lonely dreams. Escape in the night. One night, I couldn't breathe anymore. Kava was angry again. His words hurt me. I felt small, scared, and trapped. I looked at the window. Outside, the stars were shining. I wanted to be free, like the stars, far from here. I made a decision. A big, scary decision. I packed a small bag with some clothes and money. I wrote a short note for my parents. I didn't say where I was going. I only said I needed to find my own way. My heart was pounding. My hands were shaking. At midnight, I quietly opened the door. The house was dark and silent. I walked fast but carefully. I did not look back. The street was empty and cold. I felt afraid but also strong. I was running away, from pain, from fear, from loneliness. I didn't know where I would go. But I knew I had to go. Because staying meant losing myself forever. I took a bus to a small city far away. I called Amir with a trembling voice. "I'm free now," I said. "Can you come? Can you take me?" His voice was soft but full of hope. "I'm coming, Leila. Wait for me." For the first time in many years, I smiled, a real smile. I was scared of what would happen next. But for the first time, I felt alive. Meeting after years. After I escaped, I waited for Amir. Every day, I looked at the phone, hoping he would call. One evening, my phone rang. It was Amir. His voice was soft and happy. He said, "I am here, Leila. I'm coming to see you." My heart jumped with joy and fear. After many years, I was going to see the boy I loved. I wondered if he still loved me. I wondered if I could still smile like before. When Amir arrived, I saw him standing at the bus station. He looked tired but his eyes were bright. We hugged for a long time. It felt like all the sadness and years disappeared. We walked and talked for hours. He told me about his hard work and his dreams. I told him about my pain and my fear. We both cried and laughed. It was like we never lost each other. But deep inside, I knew our road would not be easy. Amir said, "Leila, I want to start a new life with you." I said, "Me too, but it will be hard." We promised to try. To be brave. To fight for our love. Because after all these years, love was still our strongest hope. A new beginning with many challenges. After Amir came to see me, we decided to start a new life together. We knew it would not be easy. Our families did not support us. My parents were angry and sad. They did not want me to be with Amir. They said, "He is not good for you." But Amir and I didn't listen. We had only each other. We found a small apartment in a quiet part of the city. It was simple and not expensive. We did not have many things, but we had love and hope. Amir worked during the day and studied at night. I tried to find a job too, but it was hard for me. Sometimes, we were very tired and worried. Money was always a problem. Sometimes we could not pay all the bills. But we talked and helped each other. We knew that love needs patience and strength. We dreamed about the future together. Amir wanted to finish his education. I wanted to write stories and maybe teach children. We made small plans for every day. Even when life was difficult, we smiled at each other. Because we believed in us. One day, we would be happy and free. We would look back and say, "We did it together." But until then, every day was a test. A test of our love, patience, and courage. Sometimes, I missed my old life, my family, my home. But I knew I had chosen my own path. A path with Amir, with love, with truth. And no matter what happened, I was not alone anymore. We were together. And that was everything. Threats and challenges from outside. Life with Amir was full of hope, but also full of problems. Our love was strong, but the world around us was not easy. My parents did not accept our decision. They called me every day and begged me to come back home. They said, "You are ruining your life. Amir cannot give you what you want." I told them, "I love Amir. I want to be with him." But they did not listen. Sometimes, they sent people to talk to Amir. These people were not kind. They said bad words and tried to scare him. Amir did not show fear. He only smiled and said, "I will not leave Leila." But I could see that these threats made him worried. It was hard for me too. Sometimes, I was afraid to walk outside. I worried someone would stop me or hurt me. But I never showed fear. Money was another problem. Amir worked very hard. He had 2 jobs sometimes. I tried to find work, but it was not easy for a woman like me. We lived in a small apartment, with very little furniture. There was no heater in winter, and it was very cold. I remember one night, we could not pay the electricity bill. The lights went out, and we sat in the dark. But Amir held my hand and said, "We are together. This is just a test." I smiled, but tears came to my eyes. The neighbors sometimes whispered about us. Some people said bad things because I was married to Amir without my parents' permission. It made me sad, but Amir said, "Let them talk. We have our truth." Sometimes, Amir got sick because of the hard work and stress. I cared for him and prayed every day for his health. I was scared to lose him. Our life was difficult, but we never gave up. We kept dreaming. We talked about the future often. We imagined a small house with a garden. We imagined a happy family with children laughing in the yard. Even when everything was hard, our love gave us strength. It was like a light in the dark. A light that showed us the way forward. Freedom and true love. One day, I knew I could not live like this anymore. The fear, the pain, the sadness, it was too much. I wanted to be free, to live my own life with Amir. I planned my escape carefully. I waited for a night when Kava was not home. I took my small bag and left the house quietly. My heart was beating fast, but I was strong. I called Amir and said, "I am coming to you. Please wait." He was happy and said, "I am here. We will be together." We met in a small cafe. I saw his warm smile and felt safe for the first time in years. We hugged and cried. He said, "You are free now, Leila. We will build a new life." I smiled and said, "With you, I am free." We found a small home where no one could find us. We worked hard every day. We saved money slowly. We were tired but happy. I learned to be brave. Amir learned to be strong for me. We helped each other. Our love grew every day. Sometimes life was hard, but we never forgot our dreams. One day, we had a small wedding with close friends. I wore a simple white dress and smiled like never before. Amir looked at me with love in his eyes. We promised to stay together forever. Because love, real love, is worth fighting for. Now, I am happy. I am free. I live with Amir, my true love, my best friend. Our story is not perfect, but it is ours. And I will never forget the day I chose freedom and love over fear.